Finally, Everything Pro Wrestling is back with episode 27. I am your host with the most, Conrad Cushman. And here with me tonight, I have my main man returning once again. A lot of the ladies called for him to come back. My man Popo. Popo, say what's up.
What up?
Popo's still sad about the Golden State Warriors losing.
Oh, man.
So we're going to have to pardon him if he seems a little sad tonight. I got some shout-outs I want to do in the beginning here. Shout-out to EPAT, Eric Patterson, Ishmael Ali, and XGW as a whole. Thank you guys for the support and all the retweets and everything on the videos. Thumbs up. Appreciate it. Tonight we have several topics, but they've been thrown off by some recent news. So we're going to get right into it. But before we do, make sure you guys like the video. Leave a comment. I actually am going to have another part in here that I want everyone who watches the video to try and comment on YouTube if you can. And make sure you subscribe. All right, Popo, let's get right into this. Roman Reigns has been suspended for 30 days. 30 days, man.
Wow.
Nothing, man, on that. That's crazy. I never expected that to happen.
I did not see that coming, like, at all. Wow. And, it's crazy because, you tend to think that WWE, protects certain people, from that stuff. But I guess, anybody could happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, oh, man. Roman Reigns, you would think that he would be the last guy ever to get suspended for anything.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. I'm shocked here. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. I saved the tweet earlier that he had sent out. Let's see what I can pull up here. All right. Follow me on Twitter at Conrad Cushman, by the way. So here we go. It said, breaking news, WWE suspended Roman Reigns. Wasn't really any details as his name. The usual stuff that they put in when someone gets suspended for that. Roman Reigns immediately tweets out afterwards, I apologize to my family, friends, and fans for my mistake in violating WWE's wellness policy. No excuses. I own it. Now, for that, I must say that I will say that he did a good job there with owning it. That's something that is much more respected than someone who keeps quiet or denies it and says that they'll come out with their side of the story afterwards. Roman said he did it, basically. And, yeah, it happened. Okay. Not a big deal. I'm a big Roman Reigns fan, and I've been feeling a little different about him in the last few days, which I'll get into when we start talking about Money in the Bank and Raw and stuff. But let me ask you this, Popo. We've never seen someone of the caliber of Roman Reigns suspended. How badly is this going to affect him? Does this throw, like, if you're Vince McMahon, does this throw him out of being the face of the company?
I don't know, man. Like, that's a big thing right there. And like you said, we've never seen people like somebody like Roman Reigns getting suspended for anything. So it could turn the direction that they're going. Because I mean, there was supposed to be the triple threat, right, coming up, and stuff like that. So it's like, well, can we trust him to be in the in the spotlight, going on TV, going on what you call it, make-a-wish stuff.
Oh, exactly. He's involved in so much stuff that he basically he's the man now. He is the next John Cena. They're trying to put him in line of being that.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I don't know, like they're kind of put in a position here, in my opinion, because then it's like, wow, what kind of image does this give us to the media, like with ESPN and stuff like that they're being heavily on lately, so.
Yeah, I mean, you could be suspended, though, for several different things. I mean, I'm not trying to say one thing's worse than the other. I mean, in this instance, WWE treats it like it isn't. But it could be think of it like this: Roman Reigns could have done something really bad. I'm not even gonna say, you know what? For example, let's just say he did steroids. Steroids is pretty bad offense, but what if he just smoked marijuana or something? Is that really, you know what I mean? Like, there's two different offenses here, but it's just given the same penalty because you violated this. It's 30 days.
Well, I mean, if we look at, you know, other sports, you know, I mean, yeah, it's different, but if you look at other sports, they tend to treat marijuana usage just as bad as, you know, hitting your wife. So, I mean, you know, it's hard to tell how Vince is going to handle it.
Yeah, and Jerry the King Lawler's in the same hot water right now.
Yeah.
And to me, the weird thing is you're suspended immediately if it happens, but no one listened to your side. So are you going to get back pay and stuff? I mean, maybe that's all written in there, but
yeah,
it's just tough to say, like, hey, this company signed me, they were behind me, but as soon as I get into trouble or I'm arrested or there's a dispute with anything, they're against you. And I get it. It's from the corporate standpoint. This is one of those darned if you do, darned if you don't kind of thing. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, when you're a billion-dollar company like the WWE, you do have an image to uphold. But, you know, it is one of those things where you have to kind of weigh out the situation.
yeah. All right. Well, let's get right into Money in the Bank here. Money in the Bank, Las Vegas, Nevada, in the new T-Mobile Arena. Kickoff show started with Golden Truth defeating Breeze Dongo. I think that's their tag name. I'm going with it. This match clearly had some Vince McMahon comedy in it. The sunburn. Why would two guys be sunbathing or whatever it's called, a tanning parlor? Why would they both be in the same bed together? Weird. It's basically the match is just Goldust and R-Truth chopping them for comedy purposes.
Hey, wait. What was it I said a couple weeks ago about Billy and Chuck?
Stop. Don't comparisons from my boys here. But Golden Truth gets their first big win. Good for them. That was finally the big payoff that they needed, so they get their first W. I like the team, so I was happy with it. Do you have any other different thoughts on that match?
Not really. I mean, I thought it was kind of a little bit ridiculous with the, you know, the skin peeling and all that. It was a little overboard, but, you know, it was just a comedy match, so I'll live with it.
Yeah. The next match, the Lucha Dragons defeat the Dudley Boys. Right here, only thing I got is in my notes. What's up with the Dudleys, man? The Dudleys can't buy a W lately, I feel like.
The Dudley Boys, I don't really know, honestly. I mean, it almost seems like they're getting the New Age Outlaws treatment right now.
Yeah, they're just the old team that comes in and puts guys over and then they're out.
Yeah, but at some point you got to think, you know, like, can the team put somebody over without at least looking somewhat dominant, you know, in recent time? I mean, they have to let them at least do something if they want to continue to put over other teams, because if they look like the easy team to beat, then that's not really doing any justice for the new teams.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I agree. So we get into the main show. Show opens up with the tag team title four-way match with the New Day, the Club, Enzo, Cass, and the Vaudevillains. I did not predict this. I got this actually wrong in the prediction thread on the Facebook group. New Day actually defeats the Club, Enzo, and Cass, and the Vaudevillains, despite the fact that Enzo and Cass got a 3 count while watching. I don't know if the girls here pull up the 1, 2, and then the 3. One more.
The fans, they were like 3, like what?
Yeah, people went crazy for it.
That was crazy.
It was an okay match. I'm not gonna say like horrible. They did pretty well for what they had, but the longer it went, I felt it got more clustery. Like it just got like, what's going on? And why is Gallows watching his partner could be set up for a finish, or he's standing there like
I
awkward.
know that was so like. I'm like, why wouldn't he just like kick him in the head right now? Like, I couldn't see any logic to that moment right there.
Made zero sense. There were a couple other weird spots in this match I just didn't like, but good to see New Day get the win. I think they're getting close to breaking that tag title record that I think London and Kendrick still hold right now.
Yeah, it's only like 20, 30 more days, right?
Yeah, I think if they hold the belts one more time, no, actually they might break it before Battleground. I'm not sure. I'll have to look up that one and double check, but not bad. We get Baron Corbin defeating Dolph Ziggler in.
That was. I apologize.
No, it was an okay match. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just saying like that was it started off kind of slow, but I thought it picked up towards the end. It got me a little more into it, and I really like the angle that they're doing with Baron. I think he plays his role really good.
I think he could be a big heel to be messed with in the future. Especially, I'd like to see him face someone like a John Cena or something, and hopefully get something out of it. Baron Corbin has a lot of potential. This guy is a Golden Gloves winner 3 times, I believe, and he's also been in the NFL. There's a lot of potential with him. You just got to give him the chance. And I feel bad for Dolph Ziggler too, man. Dolph Ziggler doesn't get the proper respect that he should. He's very talented, and he just, I don't know. To me, he can't be in the world title picture anymore. But
I feel the same. I feel like Dolph Ziggler is one of the best talents in the company, in my opinion. I just feel like they've used him so wrong, that they just kind of blew it because, now that he's, basically a double of Shawn Michaels back in the day, I just feel like they kind of took away him, like who he was. I don't know if that's his idea, writer's idea, but, that's just, it's not good. I thought that he was going to get the push he deserved back when, Sting debuted, but it never happened, so I hate that, but
yeah, it felt like he just held Roman's spot. I felt like that was supposed to be Roman when he got hurt, and then Dolph just held it for him, and then they were like, all right, we're done with you now. Thanks.
Yeah.
So, also in that match, Dolph slips running up the stairs for a spot. Good catch by the announcers and Baron Corbin to just say, oh, Dolph slipped, and then he caught him and still did a nice move on him there.
Yeah.
Corbin picks up the win with the End of Days.
I love that finisher.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yes.
Definitely like video game like it doesn't look real like you would ever be able to do that to somebody. Yeah. But Charlotte and Dana Brooke defeat Natalya and Becky Lynch in a short match. The only thing that I liked about this match was actually the ending. I mean, Charlotte gets the big W. She needs it, so I'm cool with that. Any thoughts on basically Natalya turns heel at the end. Becky gets thrown into her in the match by Dana, and that's basically what sets up them losing. And Natalya basically looks like she's crying, the usual crying, and just nails Becky Lynch as hard as she can, and it looked actually pretty vicious. And the fans booed. I was like, oh my goodness, a proper heel turn. It happened.
Yeah.
What did you think of it though?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that was probably the upside of the match. I don't really have much to say about that match. I think that I enjoy the Diva matches more when it's like one-on-one or a triple threat or something like that. I think there's a lot more action and big moments involved, so as far as the tag match, I just think it's kind of, I don't know, boring, in my opinion.
Pure honesty right there. I like it. But we get to the next match. Apollo Crews defeats Sheamus with a roll-up. I kind of like how they did the ending to it, personally. I like that Sheamus hit the white noise off the second rope, 1, 2, and Sheamus thought he had it kicked out. And he said that was a 3. That was, they usually argue because they're veterans and they still don't know that when the ref says it's not a 3. But Apollo Crews grabbed him by the arms and then rolls him up immediately after that. And I thought that was very cool how they pulled that off. What do you think of Apollo Crews, Popo? Are you like this guy? Is he nothing to you?
I think he's very talented. I mean, I do love watching him wrestle because I feel like he has that, I mean, he's kind of like Neville. He has that agility and the size. I think that's pretty fun to watch. I'm not sure, exactly how good the character is just yet. I think it has a lot of potential. I just am not completely sold just yet.
Yeah, I think he needs to show a mean streak or something. I don't know. He's missing something.
Yeah, like yeah, I feel you right there because he's always just cool and whatever, but
the smiling baby face, like everything's great. I'm like, no, go punch this guy in the face and stop smiling all the time.
Yeah.
And Sheamus is Sheamus. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah.
I got nothing to say about him. He's a great wrestler. Just I don't know. There's something missing right now with him. Bland. Same.
I can't. I just don't like Sheamus. I like whether he's a face or a heel. Like something about him. I can't get into him at all. I don't know.
I'm down. And after that match, folks, that was the end of basically how I felt. That was kind of like the kickoff show because after that, it was all to the wall right here because these are the matches that people were basically paying for. We get into the first big match. AJ Styles defeats John Cena. You heard it right, folks. A former TNA guy beats a WWE guy in their first matchup.
Yeah, let's not get carried away here.
Well, we'll get more into it. Basically, the match ends where Gallows and Anderson make a run-in still, even though they were told they weren't going to be in the match, if you watched all the Raws leading up to it. And they hit the magic killer on John Cena, put AJ on top, 1, 2, 3. And I did like that Cena didn't kick out. Too many times now we see someone get pulled over on top of someone, and it's no long wait, 1, 2, and then they kick out. So I'm happy that they ended it like they used to. That reminded me of like that 97 WWF kind of ending.
Yeah.
Good match. I have a problem here, though, with Cena calling out the spots. John Cena.
Yes.
No one should be able to hear you say, like, clothesline, then we're going to do the 5-knuckle shuffle, whatever you're going to do, or the AA. I hear everything you're saying, bro. Like, I can visualize it happening before I hear you.
Yeah, that was just, that was really getting on my nerves when I was watching that match. Like, there was one point where AJ, I think, had him in the sleeper. He got up, and he's like, the ropes, back to ropes and stuff. And I'm just like, bro, like, really? Like, this isn't supposed to be, everybody hears what you're talking in the ring. And that was just getting on my nerves during that match.
Cena looked a little rusty as far as, like, where to be and everything. I thought he still did an amazing job, so don't take that any wrong way. But I could see that he wasn't normal Cena. It's the same way I felt about Sami Zayn when he first came back. Like, I could see the rust on him still, even when he was in NXT for a couple matches. I'm just like, okay. You're not yourself, but overall, though, I'm happy to see AJ Styles pick up the big victory.
Yeah, I think that part right there with Cena talking, it was kind of it kind of killed the match a little bit for me. Just being honest. Although it was a good match, and I'm glad AJ got the win. Of course, it still makes it look like, he needed help. But, we'll see where that goes from here. But I think it was a really good match. Just, it got turned off by Cena.
Yeah, we get into the Money in the Bank ladder match. We see Dean Ambrose pick up the briefcase and get the big victory, and he defeats Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. I thought it was a good match. Like, a lot of people were like, this is boring. I saw some people saying on Twitter and stuff. I disagree. I thought it was fine. You don't have to go out there and try and murder yourselves every time in one of these matches. Like, that's not what I want.
Hey, I was fine with it. My boy, Dean Ambrose, won the Money in the Bank. I was perfectly A-okay with the outcome.
I'm gonna ask you the same question. Favorite spot in the match, because mine is definitely the Michinoku driver on top of the ladder from Sami Zayn. That looked brutal when Kevin Owens is laid over draped on the ladder. Like, oh my goodness, he looked like he got murdered or something. I won't. The fans chanted "Holy something," but I'm not gonna say it. They were going in pretty much for that. That was a great spot. I thought every guy in this match played their role perfectly.
Yeah, I agree. I really liked towards the ending where it was more of a like, you know, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens stopping each other from winning, and Dean Ambrose, Jericho, like they kept that. Oh, you're gonna. The same person keeps on holding the other one back, So I like the way that they did that. I think it kept a little excitement for the future. Like something could potentially come of it down the road. Which obviously, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they go back to NXT, and being friends before that. So I think they have a lot of potential with their rivalry leading to the future.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Owens and Zayn rivalry continue for one or two more matches up until SummerSlam. I'm giving everything right now up until SummerSlam in my head as a wrestling fan. So if it goes till then, no complaints here. So after that match, we get a quick U.S. title match, which I thought they weren't going to put on because it was getting late at this time. I was like, it's 10:30. I don't know if they're going to do this match still. Rusev defeats Titus O'Neil on Father's Day.
Bro, oh my God.
And Rusev's heel that match was fantastic. Titus kids are ringside. And Rusev says, "You see, guys, you're losers, just like your father." After he made a tap out on Father's Day, and Titus O'Neil won so many Father of the Year awards and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm bad for laughing at that, but I thought it was fun.
When I was watching that, I was like, wow. Like, I could not believe, you just don't see that really anymore. I mean, the last one that was like that I can remember was CM Punk, yeah, man, saying a happy birthday to Rey Mysterio's kid. I mean, since then, you don't see that kind of heel, just getting personal, and really drawing in the fans' emotions and stuff. I thought it was awesome. I was just like, wow, this is so messed up. And you saw Titus O'Neil's son smacks Rusev at the end.
Yes. I just thought what Rusev said superseded all of it, though. Rusev's the man. I love kayfabe Rusev. We get to the main event, folks, for Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins defeats Roman Reigns. So many unbelievable spots in this match. Rollins looked rusty, too, at first. Like, at the beginning, you're like, this isn't how Rollins used to be. What happened? And then, all of a sudden, Rollins started picking up. And then you started seeing him do the moves that he used to do. Like, no problem. Yeah. The guy got guts, we'll just say for now. I was going to say something else. He's got guts for doing the same spot that injured his knee again in this match.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I wouldn't have did that. And I don't think he needs to do that move. But favorite spot was definitely the spear into the pedigree. Triple H, I don't think Triple H could have ever pulled something like that off. That was very athletic, very timed perfectly. It looked good. And in the match, I felt this. I'm going to ask you the same question. Did you feel that Roman Reigns was the heel and Rollins was the face? I felt Roman disregarded the ref. He said, no, I'm going to do what I want. He's doing moves until the 5 count almost.
Yeah.
Rollins was more of the face, like looking at the fans for their like energy for the springboard moves.
Yeah. I mean, leading into this match, I felt that Seth was more of a face angle than Roman, and I think in the match it also carried over. Especially, I love the way that they let Seth win clean. There was no, outside interference or any BS going on. Uh, but I do feel exactly like you. Seth Rollins had to face the returning face angle. Uh, Triple H from where 03 when he, or 04 when he what was
02.
it? Oh, 02, where he came back. So it was very face like, which everybody knew it would be. I mean, especially with the reaction Roman has been getting, and then to see Seth return, I mean, everybody was excited, and I just feel like they played it perfect. They gave the guy uh thing that Roman's doing. I think it was much more heelish than anything. Like, I don't care what people think. I'm the guy. So it's like, you know, uh, I feel like that was more of reverse roles in that match and that whole storyline.
Yeah. Rollins ends up hitting the second pedigree in the match, which ended Roman Reigns, which, man, that was crazy. I didn't expect that to happen. But once everyone puts it together, once Ambrose got the briefcase, I kind of knew that we were getting a Shield triple threat eventually.
Yeah.
But Dean Ambrose basically comes out right after Rollins wins the belt and cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Rollins turns towards the entrance ramp, which I like. Like, he was like, okay, I'm waiting for it. Come on. Dean comes from behind with the briefcase and levels this dude right in the face with it. Hits the dirty deeds and then pins him, and then he wins the WWE Championship. It's a great feel-good moment for Dean Ambrose. He's deserved it out of the Shield. I think they've made him claw and earn it the most. So,
yeah, and I mean, since they've split up, I've always liked Ambrose a little bit more than either of the other two. I mean, I just feel like he has the in-ring capabilities, and he's better on the mic, in my opinion, than both of them. And I really like. I mean, I love that he is the champion now. Um, I thought it was an awesome way because too many times they have it. Somebody runs out while the person's knocked out, or you know, just stuff that you're used to. And Ambrose coming in from behind and just smacking him in the face with the briefcase. I think it was awesome. It was also an ironic moment going back to when Seth first won his WrestleMania. So I think it was awesome.
I can't remember who said it to the Solid Monster. I don't remember who to give credit to for this, so I'm sorry. But someone just pointed out the fact, too, that when Rollins first won his title, he beat Roman. Then when Roman first won his title, he beat Dean. And when Dean first won his title, he beat Seth. If that's not storytelling and poetry at its finest, like, that's crazy to think about. That they all beat each other to win their first belts. Then they all held the belt on the same night within 5 minutes of each other.
I didn't even know that. I didn't realize that, but wow. That's perfect storytelling, like you said. I mean, especially thinking like when you get to the future timelines, like looking back at this, it's gonna be like, wow, like that was like legacy right there. It's just
cool moment, definitely. Let's get right into Raw, Popo. I mean, hopefully everyone's still with us here for this, but we get to Raw from Phoenix, Arizona. The crowd was dead during this. And I'm also going to say it now, 3-hour Raws suck. I hate it. It's too long. I fell asleep once or twice during the show. Luckily, someone woke me up during the commercials. I'm like, it's too long. WWE fix it, please. Please. All right, so Dean Ambrose comes out. He cuts a promo as the WWE champion. Reigns comes out and gets on the mic, and some fans chant at him, "You can't wrestle."
Oh, wow.
And then he basically tells them to shut up and drink their beer. And Roman felt so natural saying this. WWE, if you want to push a guy, not a bad guy, not a good guy, push that guy. How about that? All right? Because that was cool. I like Roman. Shut up. Rollins comes out. He demands he's the #1 contender. He had the belt last. Forget Roman. Screw him. Both challengers come out, and then here comes the money. Shane McMahon comes out doing his thing, and Shane basically makes the #1 contenders match tonight between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. So you get to see a cool match on Raw, basically.
Yeah, which I saw coming, kind of.
Yeah, everybody saw that coming. Do you have any different thoughts on that?
No, I think it was cool, you know. It was fine for the opening after everything that happened the previous night. I think it was a little bit excessive with Seth Rollins complaining, being that it's the same exact thing that he did pretty much at WrestleMania. So,
and he's a heel. I mean,
it does, but I mean, I don't know.
You would hope logic would prevail, and he understands why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sami Zayn defeats Kevin Owens in the first match on Raw. Very cool with the roll-up. Looks like Owens is going to set him up for the pop-up powerbomb. Zayn does a roll, basically, and, the flip. He goes to catch him. He rolls him up and gets the victory. Really cool after-match brawl between them. So they fight on the stage. It looks like he wants to powerbomb him. It doesn't happen. It goes to a break, and all of a sudden you come back from the break, you just see Owens and Zayn just punching each other in the face backstage, and I'm like, what is going on? That's the stuff Raw needs, though, like more random moments like that. That's what you miss about Raw. The setup for everything. Good pull apart, though. What do you think, Popo? You think this is the end of Zayn and Owens? Are they trying to wrap this up, you think, at Battleground, or?
I think that they're trying to wrap it up. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends at SummerSlam, like you said earlier. Although I think it'll be good for them to wrap it up quick, and leave it open to be more of a spaced out thing, to where in the future they could their paths cross again, and they are like, there's so much history between the two of them. They can have another good feud in the future, but I think definitely it's coming close to the end for now.
Yes, and this is something you could revisit. To me, this is a storyline match, like we said, with The Rock, Triple H, Mankind, Undertaker. You can always go back to this later on, so I wouldn't do it to death now. You get Big Johnny. John Laurinaitis comes out talking that people power. Out saying he wants to run SmackDown, and then Shane comes out and tells him basically get out of here and hit the brakes. It was an awkward segment, kind of. And Enzo and Cass come out, cutting a promo for their match.
How perfect was that? I'm just saying, Enzo and Shane running back here. I just felt like, man, that's awesome.
Two dudes with a nice shoe game, I will say.
Yes.
They always come with some good shoes. Enzo and Cass are basically in a match with the Vaudevillains afterwards. Enzo and Cass get the victory. It was an okay match. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
That's all I got for it. I don't know. I didn't have too much. There's a lot of matches like that on here. I'm just like, it happened. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think your impersonation of laryngitis was probably better than the entire match. No, it wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't anything much to talk about.
Yeah, it was just what you expected. And so Cass picked up the victory. That's all I would want to see, and make it quick.
Yeah.
We get AJ Styles coming out to cut a promo. Oh, AJ. He was kind of funny in this one a little bit. He basically says that Anderson and Gallows are going to apologize to him for interfering in the match. He didn't know they were going to do that. Sure. and they basically they apologize to him, and then he says, "You're also going to apologize to John Cena." And they call John Cena out for it, and John Cena goes through his whole spiel. Yeah, I want my match. And they set up a match where he can face anyone in the club. Who do you think he's going to pick? Obviously, AJ Styles. AJ says, "I didn't finish. You pick anyone but me." And then he picks Carl Anderson to go against, and John Cena defeats Carl Anderson via DQ. But what did you think of the match and the after beatdown with Gallows and Styles running in?
It was just very predictable. I think the beginning part of the promo before Cena came out was pretty funny. Like where they just, where he's like, "I want an apology," and like Carl Anderson's just like, "Man, I'm sorry," and then like AJ just, "All right," like it was just kind of like very comedic to me. But other than that, it wasn't anything that was, I don't know, anything big to me. Just predictable.
We were going to review the AJ Styles podcast, but I will say that I recommend everybody go out and watch it. It was definitely very cool to hear them talk about TNA, Impact Wrestling, whatever you want to call it, name identity crisis, I feel. Ring of Honor, New Japan, his beginning career, even the WCW stuff. They get into a lot of different things with it. So definitely something I would say you should check out. We get to the next match, though. Becky Lynch cuts a promo about how she always gets turned on, and then she gets beat up again. And I'm like, yeah, well, maybe you should start a little bit more instead of cutting promos about this. She gets attacked by Natalya again. Natalya shows her little heel streak. Natalya did some pretty bad acting here. Not anything I would recommend anybody go back and watch. But what did you think of that segment, Popo?
Pretty much the same. I think that Becky Lynch. I mean, it was a very, I guess, Hollywood moment, in my opinion. Just where Becky Lynch is like, first it was, Sasha, Charlotte, that she just keeps naming off people that have betrayed her, and it's just like, okay, well, now you're starting to sound like a soap opera. Like it was just, which a lot of people say WWE is, but, there's a point where it's kind of like, okay, but whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah, we're just trying to give them an underview to have matches over and stuff, so.
Yeah.
It's all good. We get to Baron Corbin defeating Zack Ryder. I have nothing for this match. This is another, why did I have to see this? But Baron Corbin needs the W's right now. And basically I ask, what's next for Baron Corbin? What do you see him doing after this?
Possibly Intercontinental? Maybe? Maybe. Well, I mean, sometime soon. I think because obviously the WWE likes him. They're pushing him, and I don't think that he should be in the main title picture. But I think that they kind of know where they're going at the moment with the U.S. title. So I think that there's an opening there for the Intercontinental, and I can see him getting a spot. And it also depends on what comes of the brand split. Who ends up where. So
yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens with it. With Baron Corbin, I still see a tremendous potential. So we'll see what they do with him. I don't think he's ready for a mid-card title yet, but once they switch hands one more time, I think he'll be ready by then.
Yeah.
He's got two heels holding it right now, so I'm like, yeah, there's nothing great.
Yeah, it wouldn't be smart right now, but I mean, surely I don't see the Miz holding it for too much longer, so
No, I don't see it either. The question is, who does he lose it to? But That's the question we'll have to find out for another day because he's filming Marine 5 or whatever number they're on. I think it's 5.
Just stop.
Put that in your Netflix queue, folks. Paige gets into a confrontation with Charlotte and Dana Brooke. They basically set up the match for the women's title as Paige versus Charlotte. Charlotte defeats Paige. For the record, Paige, I was told, did not get arrested from some sources. So I don't know why a lot of people were saying she was arrested or whatever.
Yeah,
I heard she got into an argument with Del Rio, and I heard Del Rio got actually hurt from his Money in the Bank match, so I don't know where that stuff's coming from. But Charlotte picks up the victory here on Paige, and we get the return of Sasha Banks. And I know a lot of people went crazy for it.
The boss.
Yep. And people were feeling it. And I'd like to see a match with Sasha and Paige versus Charlotte and Dana. I think it'll be a good match at Battleground. Nice tag match.
Yeah. Sasha. That's my girl right there. Yeah, I was super excited to see her return, and if there's gonna be a really good tag diva match, that would be it. All four of them, can put on a show, and I would love to see that. That would be good. And who knows? Maybe a 4-way in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, they could do some NXT stuff with those girls. Nice 4-way matchup. By that, I mean, like, usually WWE won't do 4-ways with the women. We get to the Wyatt family returning, and they have an interaction with New Day. I don't know if the Wyatts are heels, faces. I'm confused by what's going on. And New Day comes out, and did anyone notice Xavier Woods acting weird when Bray was talking?
I was wondering where they were going to go with that. Like, I'm still wondering, what's coming of that, because it was almost like, he was like being hypnotized or drawn in by Bray Wyatt, and he kept just zoning out when they were trying to do their usual thing. So I'm really curious as to what they're going to do.
Yeah, I've been take the wait and see approach with this for right now. We'll see. It got kind of interesting, but didn't give you too much just yet. Bob Backlund, Darren Young segment. When is Darren Young gonna wrestle, guys? They're silly. Let's make Darren Young great again, but maybe they're waiting until the brand split. But if he doesn't debut right away after that, I'm calling BS on this.
Yeah. I don't know. There's not anything else to say about that. It is what it is at the moment. I can make jokes about it, but it's very inappropriate. So.
Yes, very appropriate. We get to Rusev and Titus O'Neil. They brawl to a no contest, which doesn't surprise me. Titus and Rusev, they seem like they're trying to make it a personal feud. I get it. I'm with it. Yeah, I was over it though.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I got nothing for it. You got Shane McMahon and Jericho in a confrontation about power, who's going to be in charge, and #1 contendership. This meant nothing to me as well. Whatever. I guess Jericho was filling in the role of Stephanie, gave him the night off, basically. I got nothing for it. I didn't care. And you get the main event right here. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns goes to a no contest because of a double countout. Ambrose is on the mic by the ringside area, and he says, you know what? I don't care. I'll face them both. After Shane was going to come out and try and restart the match or do a rematch or something, and Ambrose says he'll face them both. So Shane makes a triple threat match at Battleground. I believe Roman will be back in time from his suspension for it, but kind of crazy what's going on with all this.
Yeah.
And if it's actually 30 days, Roman's going to technically miss the draft then.
He's gonna get drafted and he ain't even gonna be there. You know how that's what I'm saying. Like, that's gonna mess up a lot of their plans. I mean, even if he's back for Battleground, it's like you're building a feud without one of the main pieces. It's I don't know how they can have a triple threat and make it.
I think they would have been better off going with Seth Rollins and Ambrose get into a match, and something crazy happens to them. Like, you can even have Roman return there and spear them both, and then they're like, well, now what?
Yeah.
And led to the triple threat match. Like Roman's suspended, Roman's back.
Well, because that triple threat match, I mean, it's very high caliber. Like, I can see that being in SummerSlam or WrestleMania, you know, not necessarily, you know, just rushed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. Maybe they changed the match now, though, because of this.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to redo their plans and say, you know what, this doesn't make sense now.
And another thing, just when it comes to the brand split, you know, if you remember back when they did the original brand split, Stone Cold was the big. Well, The Rock got drafted to Monday SmackDown or Monday Night Raw.
Vince ran SmackDown, I think. Yeah, because it was Flair and Vince got the. Did Vince have the first pick? No, Flair did. He picked Undertaker, but then Vince picks The Rock immediately.
Yeah, and The Rock was like upset or something. Yeah. Well, not really upset, but he was just like, you know, you're taking me away from something I helped build, whatever. And then Stone Cold got that, which they could possibly do something like that with Roman, where because didn't Stone Cold have to come and choose?
Yeah, he had an option. They said in this contract that he could choose.
Yeah, so I can see them doing something like that. I think it would kind of be a little bit right. I mean, you know, considering they've already done it, but you know, you never.
Yeah, we'll see. They got options for what they can do. It'll be interesting to see if they actually explain this or if they do something different to write Roman off of TV.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see where it goes. Last topic of the evening, folks, before we wrap this up. Basically, I want to know in the comment section. This is going to require some user interaction. I'm looking at you, Kevin. I know you're watching right now. So we got the question of who do you want to see return back to WWE for the brand split? There were several names that were thrown out there as they've been contacted by WWE. And I want to hear the top 5 for what you guys, who do you want to see back, basically, more so than who do you think's coming back? Who do you want to see back? And Popo, I'm going to let you go first. I got my list of 5 right here for who I want to see return. There were many names that people heard on there. But who do you want to see return, whether they're from another company or not? If their name wasn't on the list, who do you want to see come back to WWE right now for the brand split?
Well, Kurt Angle, obviously, I think it would be amazing. What the hell?
Yeah, my bad. Same thing. I don't know what that is.
Sorry. Anyway, Kurt Angle, I think, is the. I think. Okay.
Here. I'll let you play off my list a little bit because Kurt Angle's my number 1. So, here. Let's start from the top. Who's your number 5 first?
Rey Mysterio.
You got Rey Mysterio. I have MVP at 5.
Okay.
All right. So why do you want to see Rey Mysterio return? He's in Lucha Underground currently, folks. If you've been looking for him.
And I said number 5 because, which a lot of people disrespect Rey, in my opinion, right? Rey Mysterio, I would like to see him come back because he made his debut on SmackDown with WWE. You know, obviously he was in WCW, but WWE, he made his debut on a SmackDown episode. I remember watching it because I was so excited. And I just feel like he's done a lot, and I think that it will be cool to see him, you know, return. But not as one of the top prospects or anything like that, you know, just, oh, look, Rey Mysterio, you know, that's awesome.
Yeah, I got MVP at number 5. MVP has a tremendous story if you've never heard it. I also like MVP's rap music. I think he does a tremendous job with that. I like his style on the rap songs, how he produces the music with the group he works with. MVP is a phenomenal person. He brings the proper swag and respect to like the hip hop wrestling genre when he involves it. And I like how MVP rolls. He's got a great story. I think it's just someone who would be phenomenal to have back. Will he come back? I don't know. Number 4, Popo, who do you got?
Number 4.
Well, here, I'll go first because I don't think your list is ready. I got John Morrison at number 4 for me.
I don't.
John Morrison, I feel, is someone who is super, like, crazy talented. This dude can do a lot of moves. He can climb up walls. He was a great Intercontinental champ. He's just missing the talking piece, and I hope he's been working on that. He seems more comfortable in Lucha Underground doing it as Johnny Mundo. So, and I think he's been doing great there with Taya and just the whole, his matches with Prince Puma, they're just great.
Yeah, when he first left, wasn't he going to take like acting lessons or something?
Yeah.
So, and John Morrison, I mean, there was so much potential that I would love to see him back in the WWE. He was amazing.
You have a number 4, someone different, or is that who you were rolling with too?
Is the number 1 through 5 like kind of like a?
Not even a real ranking. I mean, whoever your top 5 are.
Because now that you mentioned him, I'd probably put him like 3. I just feel like he used to have really good matches, and I hated to see him go. You know, so, and at the time that he left, I really had high expectations of him one day becoming a world champion. So, and you know, that's just my opinion, but I think he's really capable and he can draw a crowd. So, I would really love to see Morrison back.
Yeah. So you said you would put him at 3. My number 3 is Rey Mysterio, actually.
Okay.
For who I put. Rey Mysterio, he gets disrespected a lot. I'm looking at you, Ice. I know. I get tired of you disrespecting my boy Rey. Rey Mysterio is a legend to me for what he did for Nitro. He's the reason I would watch Nitro for that first hour when it started at 8. And Rey Mysterio is amazing. The flips he could do. If you don't believe me, go back and just watch the first hour of any Monday Night Nitro from 96 till 98. Rey Mysterio, Juventud Guerrera, Billy Kidman, you know, Jericho, you know all these names, Dean Malenko, they came out and they killed it. But there was something special about Eddie, Rey, Juventud. You could just see, like, Rey Mysterio was doing stuff I've never seen before. I was like, oh, every week he had something new.
And I mean, honestly, even to this day, there are some people that, I mean, like in the WWE, you watch certain matches and there's still stuff that Rey did back then that is mind-blowing, you know, just compared to some of the new guys. I mean, Sin Cara, when he first came in, he was supposed to be, you know, the next Rey, better than Rey, and he was nowhere near Rey. He wasn't even on his level. I mean, I like Kalisto, but I mean, Rey started it all to me.
Rey was flawless.
Yes.
Do you have anyone different that you want to bring up right now?
Shelton Benjamin.
Ooh, okay. What do you like about Shelton coming back?
Well, I feel like Shelton had a lot of potential in the past.
Wait. Shelton with the gold hair, like the doo-doo hair, or
no, the Shelton that beat Triple H.
Okay.
Because the gold hair, I mean, the gold standard and all that, it was okay, but I feel like he didn't really have, he didn't have good mic skills from, you know, my opinion, but I think that gimmick kind of was like a little bit even more difficult for him to run with. Did he have his mama or something?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you at the end. Do you want his mama to return with him too?
Nah. Let's leave her back home. But
let's leave her on Alicia.
But you know, I think Shelton had amazing athletic, like he was crazy. Some of the stuff he could do.
Former Minnesota Golden Gopher with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, like it was awesome. I think that Shelton had potential, and he was fun to watch. So I wouldn't mind seeing him back. I would also I know you're going to the next one, but this one just popped in my head. Carlito.
Yeah, Carlito, MVP, and Shelton were hard for my number 5 spot.
Yeah,
oh man,
because I feel like man, I mean, it might be somewhat biased, but I loved Carlito. I mean, like, I just thought he was cool. You know, he was cool.
That's not cool. Apples on people. He was the laziest, like, great wrestler ever. Like, he looked like, I don't care, whatever. He's doing bad stuff, and I'm just like, Carlito, man, care. And he's just like, oh, why should I? And he still, even at the Hall of Fame ceremonies and stuff, he just disrespects WWE. Like, whatever. And I think they hate that attitude. But I like Carlito. I think you put him with Epico and Primo. Like, those guys need the help, and I think that would be a good trio. Like, you have so many trios, New Day, the Wyatts. We can go on all day, the Club.
Yeah.
You could have good matches with those guys in there like that, I think.
Yeah, and on top of that, I think I'm actually excited to watch Epico and Primo again, just because God knows how much I hated the Los Matadores angle. That irritated me so much. But, I would love to see Carlito back.
All right. My number 2 is actually a tag team. I got greedy. I'm taking Matt and Jeff Hardy. I need to see the Hardy Boys return at my number 2 spot. Jeff versus the Dudley Boys in some crazy table match. I would pay to see those matches again.
Yes. And I feel like, they still have the capability of pulling it off. So that is awesome. I think the reason I didn't mention them was just because I think I haven't seen them recently because, I don't mess with that other show. But, you got Jeff Hardy, which, the whole drugs and everything that led him away. And also there was a lot of bad blood, which CM Punk is no longer there, but, what I mean. And Matt Hardy at the time kind of looked a little sluggish the last time he was around. Obviously, he had gained more weight and wasn't capable of doing what he used to. But I think if he was to get back, like, I don't know if he is or not, but if he was to get back into ring shape, I would definitely love to see the Hardy Boys. I grew up loving the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, they're from your state that you're in now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hardys are just great. I just like to see them in their career as a tag team. I think it would be best, and it's best to just go to WWE and finish it all off. I think they'd be welcome back with open arms, and they could other tag teams in the tables, ladders, and chairs matches with them, the Dudleys. They could put a whole bunch of teams in there and just have fun with it and just say, hey, guys, this is what you're supposed to do while you're in here. And teach them. And my number 1 is also, like we said, the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt freaking Angle. It's about time this guy came back. If you don't like Kurt Angle, I don't know how you, like...
I don't know why you're alive.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, Kurt Angle's funny, athletic, he can wrestle. He does it all, man. Kurt Angle is the man. Some of the greatest matches I've seen have been with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 21. One of the WrestleMania matches I always bring up in my top 5 when I did that during WrestleMania season. My 5 favorite WrestleMania matches. That one was definitely on there at, I think, 4. Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, just a classic. You got Kurt Angle facing Taz. Kurt Angle with the milk truck during the invasion. There's so many cool Kurt moments that you just got to bring them back.
I mean,
some are saying to have him form a new team Angle with American Alpha.
That would be a way to look at it. I'm not too sure though, because we see how it happened, how it ended with Charlie Haas and Shelton. So
that's why I'm kind of saying I would say no to doing that. I don't know if there's a way to make it work or make them win, but I think they would be better off just staying away from that for now.
Yeah, they're riding their own high right now, so I think that they should just. But Kurt Angle, I mean, you can't even say enough about this man's abilities, verbally, physically, athletic. Like he was just so much fun to watch. Like I remember back when he used to play the idiot role. Like you know, one of my favorite moments was when Austin was a heel in the Alliance. It was like before the Alliance, they were trying to win Vince's
attention.
Yeah. Like Jimmy Cracker ordered I don't care. Like what the hell is
yeah, he
that little
also trying to play the song on the big guitar and he gives Kurt Angle like the ukulele and the little kid cowboy hat. He's like, I'm thinking better than you anyway. It just goes crazy on them both. Good stuff.
Brock Lesnar matches.
Yeah,
some of the best Brock Lesnar matches. It was awesome.
Iron Man match on SmackDown. They had so many good matches.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. Man. Some other names that I saw in there: RVD, Goldberg, Prime Time. Just so many guys who you would like to see come back. The amount of talent WWE could bring back is endless. So, and it looks like no bridge has been burned too badly to not bring people back.
I mean, obviously, the one that I think mostly everybody would wish, but it's very improbable. That your man CM Punk, I would love it. I would love it, but
yeah, maybe with this UFC deal, maybe he can come back one time. I would like to see it happen. I don't know if it will.
I don't think, personally, I don't think it will happen. However, it would be amazing if it did happen.
We can dream. We can dream.
Yeah.
But folks, I went a little bit over my hour mark, but that's the show for tonight. Hobo, do you have any shout-outs you'd like to give? I have your SoundCloud in the description for everything for people to still check
out. I'm good. I appreciate that. I appreciate you having me on here. Everybody check out the SoundCloud. New stuff coming soon. And just thank you. I enjoy this every time.
Absolutely, my friend, and you're always welcome to come back on whenever. Folks, if you could, one more time, leave a like on the video. Comment. I want to know your top 5. I mean, try and be realistic with it, but who do you want to see come back to WWE? Who are your favorite people? You even leave a little reason why in the comment section or in the Facebook group page. And, folks, thank you. Thank you for watching the videos. I know I was gone for a week. The channel will be changing with the upcoming draft, and as that approaches, my videos will be a little bit shorter. I'll try and still have people on here and there when I can, and I'll just try and do a quick recap of wrestling maybe throughout the week or whatever I can do. If you got suggestions, let me know. And that's it, folks. This is episode 27. We'll be back next week with EPW 28, and we are out. Thank you.
Yes.